Okay, so there's an Apple event tomorrow. That's pretty exciting. This doesn't seem real because we are getting 3 back-to-back Apple events in the span of 3 months, which I don't know if I like lots of small events or one big event. I guess I agree with iUpdate in saying that it does create continuous hype, but I don't know, something about it just doesn't seem very Apple-y. Like, I always thought of Apple events as special occasions that only happened once or at most twice a year. But this is the 4th one this year. But anyway, let's get to the actual topic of this video, where I'm going to be talking about the upcoming Apple event this November. What we can definitely expect to be announced, what might be announced, and what is probably not coming out. And maybe a little speculation about one more thing. Sound good? Let's go. Yeah, so first of all, I want to start by talking about the things that are definitely coming out in this event. And what better place to start with than Apple Silicon? Now, there have been some leaks about Apple Silicon and the new Macs we might be getting. Some are reporting we will get a 13-inch MacBook Pro refresh, and some are saying we'll get a new 12-inch MacBook Pro, but this is what I think is going to happen. I think we'll be seeing a revival of the 12-inch MacBook. Like, wouldn't this be the perfect product to show off Apple Silicon with? Its whole purpose is to be thin, light, and power efficient. Things that would definitely be made easier with Apple Silicon. This is rumored to debut the A14X chip, which I thought would be called something else, like, I don't know, M1 or something. Oh wait, that's already a thing. Apple makes a lot of chips. Anyway, it's interesting that we're seeing this chip in a Mac before we see it in an iPad. Also, the release of this new MacBook will most likely see the MacBook Air that we currently have being discontinued. And as to why I think it won't be a 13-inch MacBook Pro, well, first of all, it was refreshed just earlier this year, but Apple is known to refresh things twice a year like they did with the 16-inch MacBook Pro. But more importantly, I think they really want to show off what is possible with Apple Silicon. How thin and light can you go while still getting the incredible performance of the Apple A14X? And I see this as more of an entry-level Mac, so for that reason I think it'll start around $999. Again, the MacBook Air currently sits at that price point, so it will probably get discontinued if my predictions about MacBook are correct. Another product that I think we should be seeing a cheaper version of is the HomePod. Now, this could be a big hit, especially for those of you who are already invested in the Apple ecosystem. The original HomePod was $350. Later dropped to $300, but it was a quality product, just way too expensive. Not only will this new HomePod Mini be half the size, but a third of the price, rumored to start at $99. Another product we are rumored to see in this November event is the Apple TV 4K, rumored to be refreshed with the A12X chip. Now, this makes sense since the Apple TV 4K was last refreshed in late 2017. However, my thoughts on the Apple TV are that they should make a cheaper model. Maybe a stick that just attaches to your TV like the Roku, and something that would not need the power to play games, as I think that ship has sailed for Apple. A machine like this would not need much more power than an Apple A8 chip, and I think should cost around $60. So yeah, now on to the products that may come out in this event, and I want to go back to Apple Silicon. It is rumored that alongside the MacBook, we could also be seeing an iMac with Apple Silicon. And this is rumored to be a refresh of the 21.5-inch iMac we currently have, but with the redesigned look. The look that has been rumored for so long could finally be coming. And as for the processor in this thing, word on the street is that it might be called the A14T, which I don't even know how powerful that will be since there will be very little battery restrictions. And this would explain why the 21.5-inch iMac was barely refreshed in August, where its bigger brother got a lot of new features. However, I have some doubts on whether Apple can make all this stuff and release it this early. I mean, I think they have their hands full with the 12-inch MacBook, iPhones, and not to mention all the other products they're rumored to release. If they do end up announcing it at this event, I don't think it'll ship for another 2 months at least. Okay, now let's talk AirTags, basically Apple's version of Tile. These trackers that you can put on valuable stuff and will help you track it if it's lost. But of course with some super neat iOS integration. But these things have been rumored since the last iPhone event. And I'm not talking about the one we just had, I'm talking way back in September of 2019. back when the world was still normal. Anyway, these things have been rumored forever, and I think in this November they might finally be announced with a price tag of $30 to $50. Okay, now let's talk AirPod Studio, Apple's rumored high-end $350 over-ear headphones. And it is looking more and more unlikely that we're going to see these things in 2020. Leaker John Prosser reports that these things will be released in December of 2020 at best, but more likely to be pushed back to March of the next year. Okay, now next I want to talk about a potential one more thing moment. We haven't gotten one of these since 2017, where the one more thing was the iPhone 10. So that's 3 years since our last one more thing. Come on up, it's about time. I mean, even the tagline of this event is literally one more thing. That could be referring to our Macs, but come on, that's not a surprise at all. I mean, reliable leaker Tim Cook leaked that back in June, and I don't know about you, but to me, this Tim Cook guy seems pretty reliable. He has a track record of 100%. Anyway, this could be referring to something else, and if it is, there's really two main candidates for it. Firstly, remember Apple's 3-in-1 wireless charging mat, AirPower? Yeah, forget about it because it's not coming in. Next, and much more realistic, still only a 20% chance that this will actually be announced, is Apple Glass. 2020 for years has been stated as the year that Apple will finally release their AR glasses. And even though it seems practically impossible that they can ship all these products in 2020, they could still announce it. But we don't want another AirPower, announcing products before they're ready. So yeah, again, this is pretty unlikely. Also, remember this event is probably going to be 1 hour long, so don't expect a lot. Yeah, so that's what I expect from the next Apple event. Let me know if you agree or you think AirPower is going to get revived down in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.